All right. This is the last content we're going to be making for a while, so enjoy it while it lasts. Which is what I would say about anything that you hold dear or tune into on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Whatever. So we're gonna do a fast food tier list to send us on home. Criteria is basically just my experience with the restaurant, so to speak. If I haven't been there, then we've got a nice little never had section down here. Now, A&W, I've been to once or twice, I want to say, and it was okay. I want to say, obviously known for the root beer. But when I went, like each time that I went to an A&W, not just saying that like this is indicative of all A&Ws, but it's indicative of the experience that I had with A&W, which is to say it looked like they were operating on a skeleton crew every time I've been to A&W, and the food was pretty much just okay. It just took like a really long time to get food that I did not enjoy. I think I got like cheese curds or something instead of fries. Yeah, maybe we change some of the names here, but I don't know what to change them to. So manna from heaven. It's two ends, right? Not too. No, I'll say pretty good. Pretty good. Not too shabby. Only if I'm starving and poop from butt. There. So yeah, I would say A&W kind of goes in the not too shabby tier. Like it's a fine restaurant. And maybe like a good A&W is on like a higher quality, but I remember the cheese curds that I got being like really rubbery. And I'm gonna hold it against them for not having insanely good root beer because it's named after the root beer, or did the root beer come first or after the restaurant? I don't know. Either way, I don't think it was that good. Now Arby's, I gotta say, the fries pull a lot of weight for me. I think that Arby's is a pretty good fry game, and the sandwiches are pretty decent too. Normally I don't get anything crazy when I go to Arby's. I just get like a roast beef and cheddar or something like that. But there's a strong possibility that there are better things on the Arby's menu than the roast beef and cheddar. Do I know what they are? No, but I'm also satisfied with the roast beef and cheddar. I will say I have gotten a couple interesting menu items there. I think one time I got like a chicken sandwich, and I got some things that weren't deli meat, and I only have to ask Arby's, like, what do you think you're doing not serving like just straight deli meat? Because I feel like anything that they try to do that's not just deli meat is not really that good. Like even the vegetables, the lettuce, the tomatoes, the whatever else they have at Arby's is not great. Hey Chili, you're just in time for my last stream in a while because I'm giving up. But yeah, I think Arby's is pretty good. I would say it goes in the pretty good tier. Baja Fresh, I have no idea what that is. Blimpie, I do gotta say Baja Fresh looks a little clean with it. Hey Joe, do you want to be my 125th follower, which means absolutely nothing? It's not like A tier. It's definitely like a B tier restaurant. Like if we're just doing letters, then I think it's a B tier restaurant. Now Blimpie, I've been to once or twice when I was a wee lad. When I lived in the Northeast, um, I remember having a Blimpie nearby, and the only thing I remember like getting from Blimpie was the lemonade. It was some kind of like, I don't even know if this is real. It was some kind of like iced slushy lemonade. And I thought that was pretty good, but then again, I was a child who would have been satisfied with really any sweet cold drink. So I don't really know that that gives. I don't think that gives Blimpie any points. So that being said, I feel like Blimpie kind of just goes here in the never had because I basically don't remember anything about it anyway. Now Bojangles, this is good stuff, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like Bojangles, you get a chicken on a biscuit from Bojangles. You cannot go wrong. I think it's not something you're gonna find in a lot of places. I think Bojangles is mostly a southern invention. But if you're in the South, I would highly recommend just getting a plain just chicken biscuit. It's one of the few places where you can get a chicken biscuit, all day long, and it's always good. The rounds, what do they call them? Like bow rounds or something, or ridiculous. But they're basically just round hash browns. They clear French fries every day of the week. I feel like I'm not a big French fry guy, but like if you put those French fries in a different shape than just like a spear, oh baby, I'm into it. I love that stuff. You got to do more than just serve me like a salted potato. It's just got to be more. So Bojangles definitely goes in the manna from heaven tier for me. Now Boston Market, this is a bad restaurant. Boston Market does not deserve even to be on this list. I remember there was a Boston Market that is now thankfully closed. I think it was in North Druid Hills in Atlanta. It was like down the road from Emory when I did an internship over there. And I did like our family used to go to Boston Market somewhat frequently when I was a kid, but I didn't remember what the experience was like. So I was thinking, you know what? From a nostalgia perspective, I'm gonna go to Boston Market because it's been so long since I've had it, and it was just awful. It was like worse than cafeteria food. It was supposed to just be like a normal, like American style dinner. It was like turkey and mashed potatoes with gravy. It was just like a normal meal, and they couldn't even do that because they basically just make all the food ahead of time and then leave it under the heat lamps like a cafeteria, except they don't have the turnover to actually sell their food and make more food. So it was just like kind of stale mashed potatoes and turkey. So it was kind of bad. I think that Burger King probably goes like here for me. And I do want to say it's probably just because of the onion rings. I think that Burger King is actually like really, excuse me, mid. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, yeah, I'm gonna put Burger King in the only if I'm starving tier because I think that Burger King, it used to be there, but I feel like if you're gonna get like a Whopper or like one of the standby burgers from Burger King, I don't know what they do to their burgers, but they're just like wet. They're extremely wet burgers. You didn't have to do that, Phyrexian. Thank you, because this is the last stream basically ever. But thank you anyway. I appreciate the support. Yeah, Burger King. It's just like the burgers with sauce on them are always wet, and the burgers without sauce, like, why would you do this? Welcome. Thank you. But yeah, Burger King is just not good. It used to be better. It used to be a lot better. You know what? Just for you guys, I'm gonna have to do this in another tab because I don't want to pull up better TTV on. Well, I'm gonna give you BB because I want us to. We're living in this in the feels right now. There you go. You got BB. Now, Raising Cane's. This is a good chicken. Now, I'm basically 2 for 2 on chicken restaurants so far. But Raising Cane's is an excellent restaurant. I think it's basically. I don't even know if you've even heard of a Zaxby's. I know they've got some kind of deal with Mr. Beast, but now that's kind of problematic, depending on who you ask. But Raising Cane's is like the Zaxby's without all the Southern hospitality, which is good. It's actually better for Raising Cane's because it's just a fried chicken tender restaurant. It's nothing crazy, but their bread is incredible. It's actually like it's a bun. Whereas Zaxby's will just serve you like a wet slice of bread and just call it a day. I feel like Raising Cane's takes a little more stock in how they serve you the meal. The fries, I will say, are like a little bit under seasoned because Zaxby's goes a little bit hard on the seasoning, but not in like a good way. They put a lot of seasoning on their fries. I do believe that A&W is kind of rare. They're not common. Um, they're not everywhere. Yeah, Cane's fries are not great, so maybe that does like put it in just the pretty good tier. I think I still like it more than Arby's because I think that can be a make or break. But I can like live with it. But maybe I do just put Raising Cane's right there. Um, Carl's Jr. It's actually been a really long time since I've had Carl's Jr. Or Hardee's, because I imagine it's the same thing. Regardless of what you call it regionally, it's been a while since I've had it. Now the fries I remember being like pretty decent, like chunky fries. They're not they're not baby fries. You're gonna get some substance out of those fries. But the burgers, I remember being okay. The meat was like a little bit plain. They kind of just slap it with a bunch of toppings and they just serve you another wet burger. But as far as like wet burgers go, it definitely clears Burger King. I would probably put it like here. It's been a while since I've been to a Carl's Jr. / Hardee's, but I remember thinking it was okay. Really, the only time that like I had Hardee's was when we were in college and they had like a student discount. Because it's a wet burger, man. Like you go to Hardee's and like get a burger, and you tell me how like dry that burger is. It's soaking wet. Like it was just standing in the rain. Now I didn't know chicken stars were a thing. I imagine that's just a chicken nugget in a different shape, but I believe that they could make a good chicken nugget just with the sauce and stuff. Now Checkers, I think that Checkers, the fries elevate it to pretty good status. The burgers are pretty plain, and there's really nothing else to get there besides the burgers and fries, in my opinion. But I think that the fries put it here in pretty good. Checkers fries and Arby's fries are really similar. I think I gotta give the point to Arby's just because they're a fun shape. But I think I like Checkers. They might have rallies where you are, Phyrexian Alliterator. If you didn't know, they're basically the same thing. So pretty good. Great French fry that elevates it to an A status. Rallies? Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, like what all those people at the Capitol did that gray January morn. Now, Chick-fil-A, I think that in the South, people like overhype Chick-fil-A like a lot. I think it's like just fine. Like it's not that bad. I probably would still put it over these two. It's like it's what it says on the tin. It's a chicken restaurant, and they got chicken. I will say their breakfast goes pretty hard, so maybe I do put it in the pretty good tier just because I could crush a Chick-fil-A breakfast. I think that their breakfast is a lot stronger than their lunch menu. But it's actually not that bad. Value, I guess I'm not really thinking about value because I'm an adult with a salary, so I can eat basically wherever I want. But that's fair. I think that that's something to consider. We didn't rate anything else here. based on value, but I'll probably put it. Listen, we got to separate the art from the artist here for a second. The chicken. I'm just talking about the chicken. Okay. I'm not talking about the chicken's politics. I'm just talking about the chicken. The chicken is pretty good. Now Chipotle. Um, not not great, and it's a good thing that Yelnats like mentioned the value because I feel like you don't get a lot of value out of Chipotle. It's not bad, but it's certainly not my first place to go. And I was never really like a big Chipotle fan anyway, and it's only gotten worse over the years, I think. Um on top of like the value stuff, I just think that like the ingredient quality has kind of gone down. And if I want like a burrito or like a burrito bowl or something, I don't feel like you get that much food. Granted, this is when I was like a serial DoorDasher back in Cincinnati and during the pandemic, just to be clear. Lots of things. It is cold. It's generally cold. I don't know. I don't know why they and it's under heat lamps. So maybe that was it too. Is Ohio. They just don't know how to serve food well. But yeah, it's just fine. You love Chipotle? I don't think it's that bad. It's just like it's not a pack one pick one. You know, I'm hoping to wheel Chipotle out of the restaurant draft. Now, Church's Chicken, this is a good piece of fried chicken, man. This is if you've never had a Church's Chicken, again, I think this is another Southernism. Now we're talking a lot about wet foods. This is a it's a wet piece of chicken. It's quite greasy. Um, but that's how you know it's good. Uh, I don't get it that often, but I will say when I do get it, it's like a little treat. You know, I think that Church's Chicken for me is like little treat tier of restaurant where it's like I can't get it all the time because I'm gonna give myself cholesterol poisoning. But if I get it every now and then, it's okay. That being said, I do think that Church's Chickens, they always like put them in like the worst positions. Either you know the area around it is a little bit scary, or the churches itself looks scary, or it's in a hard to get to. You know, like it's just hard to pull into. Like I don't know, like strategically who's putting the Church's Chickens at headquarters, but they need to be fired and replaced. I think. Now Cookout. I might get some flack for this one. I do think that Cookout is like extremely mid. I will say it's a good value. If we want to talk about value, it's an incredible value, but there's no flavor. Cookout doesn't really taste like anything. It's like you get the burger. It's like, oh, you know, this reminds me of a burger. Or you get the I got a favorite of mine was the little corn dog nuggets, and even then it was like these are just okay. You know, they're not doing anything well. They're just doing it cheaply. I will say the milkshakes are pretty good, but I remember like waiting literally 10 to 15 minutes for a milkshake. And I don't have time for that. Also, my body can't even process milkshakes anymore. So for me, I'm gonna put it like here in the only if I'm starving tier. Now, that being said, if I'm a college student, it's manna from heaven. You get pay $5 for just a boatload of food. But I'm an adult with more discerning tastes now. Now Culver's. This is another little treat tier level restaurant because again, if you eat Culver's, if you supersize yourself with Culver's, then you're gonna kill yourself in the month that it takes to eat Culver's. Like you're not gonna finish the challenge. You're just gonna die. It's just like it's extremely greasy and buttery and good. It's just good. It tastes incredible. But it's so bad for you. But it is so delicious. I actually just had it the other day. I got the mushroom Swiss burger. Now, you want to talk about a wet burger. This is a wet burger not because of the sauce, but because it is just so absolutely greasy, with beef fat and butter. Because they got a thing at Culver's called the Butter Burger. And it's right what it says on the tin. They put a whole lot of butter on that thing, man. It's nuts. But it's good. It's quite good. Now Del Taco, I feel like I gotta put it in the not too shabby tier, but I'll put it there with an asterisk because it's been a long time since I've had Del Taco. I think that it was good when I had it, but it was very much just like good for the price. Because again, when I had it, I was in college. So it was kind of like, how much food can I afford on like $6 or $7? And Del Taco, you can get a lot of food. You can fill up at Del Taco. I'm not gonna get it that often, mostly just because it's at an inconvenient spot by me. But I don't know. It's been a while, so I'm a little bit swayed by the last time I had it. But I do remember enjoying it. I thought alcoholism was the Wisconsin staple. They're known for many things. They put a house on a rock. They've got dairy, and that's about it. That's all they got there in Wisconsin. Hold on, sidebar really quick. I will always say how disappointed I was by Green Bay. That city does not deserve to have a football team because it's not a city. It's like a town that is only a city because it has a football team in it. Go Pack Go, by the way. But yeah, that's the city itself, the team, whatever you're going to say about the team, but the city of Green Bay does not deserve the football team. There's nothing there. It's literally just a small Midwest town where there's like nothing to do except go to the football game. Now, Denny's, it has been a really long time. I'm almost like tempted to put Denny's in the never had tier because I have had Denny's. It's just been a while. I remember liking Denny's. It is kind of a more sit down place. You can't just get your Denny's to go. And I think that like, I'm not going to sit in a restaurant very often. I do feel like it goes like at the top of only if I'm starving or at the bottom of not too shabby. I would say probably not too shabby, but it's hard because it's breakfast food, you know? Like you can't really, well, I guess you can take out anything, you know? They can put it in like a to-go container. But it's not like drive-through style restaurant. Like they got to package it up for you. But yeah, it's hard to mess up breakfast food, I think, and that's probably why I'm gonna put it here. But I don't know. It's been a while, so I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Now, Domino's. This is a really contentious point of conversation because I think everybody has their favorites when it comes to the big three. And it's a heated debate. Yeah, Waffle House is down there, and I believe IHOP is here too. So I like Domino's. Now I'm gonna put it in not too shabby because it's still not great. Like I would rather just get it like a local place. But I still think that Domino's is the best of the big three. I think that like it's been a while since I've had it, but I think that the crust is the standout for me. Everybody talks about the Domino's crust. And I think that they're correct. And yeah, I think that like they've got a good diversity of toppings, I feel. It's not often you get like a white sauce pizza that's not ranch. So I gotta hand it to Domino's because my go-to in college, my meal prep, so to speak, was a white sauce pizza with grilled chicken, and tomatoes on it. Now you might be saying, why would you get tomatoes on a white sauce pizza? Just get tomato sauce. No, it's a different experience. It's a different sensation. Now DQ, I think gets the ice cream buff. I think that DQ, like regular DQ, is extremely mid. It's not good. I wouldn't go there, except the ice cream is pretty good. I have to like put it at the very back of Not Too Shabby, because anything else you get at DQ, like the burgers are fine. They're incredibly fine. And that's the thing, is like if I'm going to DQ, I'm going for the dessert. Everything else is just like a bonus or whatever. Like I'm not concerned about what I'm gonna eat for dinner at Dairy Queen. The chicken tenders are fine. I feel like I'm more of a chicken tender guy from Dairy Queen. In general, I don't really like chicken tenders because it's pretty hard to do them like extraordinarily well. But I think the ones at Dairy Queen are fine. Now, El Pollo Loco, I don't know that I've had this. For I don't know, should I just like generalize all like Mexican restaurants with El Pollo Loco? Because I kind of want to just talk about the casual Mexican restaurant dining experience, but I've never been to El Pollo Loco. I guess it's a little different. It's not just like a Mexican restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant that serves chicken. So I don't know. I'll put it here for now. Now Firehouse, I'm a little upset what happened to Firehouse, because I feel like Firehouse used to be really good. Firehouse used to be like in the pretty good, or at least the not too shabby tier. I got it last year, and I don't know what happened. Maybe it's just like inflation of ingredients. They had to get like some worse ingredients or something. But it has fallen off like a hard amount. Now that being said, it's not like poop from butt tier. It is still not nearly as good as it used to be, and I think just the downgrade moves it down for me. Even if it's like still fine, it's not that good. Now, Five Guys, I really like Five Guys, actually. I would probably put it above Chick-fil-A for sure. Maybe not above Checkers because it's so expensive. Because you want to talk about value, this is the opposite of value. You gotta, it's literally like a $15 for just the burger and fries. No drink, it's $15. And that's not cheap. I'm not going there every day. I'm not going there every week even. Maybe once a month max to Five Guys, because my budget feels it. But I think I would put it pretty good because the burger's pretty decent. I'll tell you my Five Guys order is what is it? It's just like a cheeseburger with diced onions, jalapenos, barbecue sauce, and then bacon. Sometimes if I'll get that. What do you mean Homer couldn't handle that? That's like a pretty good amount of food. Like I'm satisfied with a regular burger and like a small fry from Five Guys, because a small fry is still like this much fry. It's a lot. It's a lot of fry. Okay, very very funny, Mr. Simpsons reference guy. But yeah, it's a good burger, I think. You kind of get what you pay for here. Now IHOP, it's been a while since I've had IHOP, and I know what I said about Denny's, but the last time I had IHOP, I don't remember enjoying it that much. To be honest with you, I think like it was very much just fine. I would still probably go to Chipotle before I went to IHOP. I think that like just from my memory, I think that Denny's clears, because I don't know about the price difference. I don't remember the exact flavor difference, but I think I remember enjoying Denny's. This was just vibes. And IHOP, I think I had the last time I had it was probably like 5 years ago, I want to say. And it was really just okay. I think they go too hard on the pancakes and not hard enough on anything else. So you're either getting like a pretty decent pancake or just awful breakfast. So that's what I think about IHOP. Just an incredibly fine restaurant, but nothing outstanding. In-N-Out Burger, I've only had it once. when I went to Denver, they had several In-N-Outs in the area. I feel like I'm kind of in between the Manna from Heaven and Pretty Good tier because it was a good burger. I remember it being good. Um, Now, do I think it's crazy that they have something called the Flying Dutchman, even if it's not like a real menu item? I don't know who in their right mind would get a would get like a burger without a bun. And not only it's a burger without a bun, it's fried onions replacing the 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 bun. So it's just like you want to talk about a wet burger. And also like the that's the thing is like if you're on keto, I still feel like I wouldn't want to go to In-N-Out, you know. But this is a callback to a stream that I think half of us have watched or heard about at this point. But if you're not following the dating arc of this guy in Dan Giesling's chat, he took a girl to In-N-Out or this chatter. He's college age freshman sophomore I think. He took this girl to In-N-Out after a long day at Six Flags. This was dinner after like a full day at Six Flags. And my man ordered he ordered the Flying Dutchman with 2 extra beef patties as the bun. So he got beef, onion, beef, cheese, beef, onion, cheese, and then another beef patty. And he ate that in front of a woman. Like, I don't think that there's you couldn't pay me enough to eat that in front of another human being, let alone like my second date. Are you crazy? The only thing that I'm gonna eat in front of my like date as far as the first few dates go are something that I need a fork and knife to eat. Not only did the date continue, they went to the beach the day after. He asked her in the car, like, hey, do you want to go to or you want to hang out tomorrow? It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, I feel like In-N-Out is after much deliberation, I think it's pretty good, but it's not perfect tier. I would much rather have Culver's than In-N-Out. Yeah. No, it's just a completely insane story. And that's the thing is like I remember when I was in college. I remember when I like made boneheaded dating mistakes. And it works for him because he's 6'2". Yeah. Yeah, eating on dates is also just a very complicated discussion. Yeah, no, if it works for you, it works. Just don't be unattractive and be attractive. It's as simple as that. Now, we do have to kind of work through this list some more here. But Jack in the Box, I think I like Jack in the Box. It's been a while. I don't eat out a lot, and they don't really have a lot of Jack in the Boxes in the South. I think it's pretty good. I would probably put it like in here. Nowhere in particular, really. I think I remember thinking it was fine. This is gonna appear in the VOD, so thank you guys so much for that discourse. That's making it to YouTube. But yeah, so like it's pretty much just a burger restaurant. They're not doing anything crazy. I think like their gimmick is that they're open to like literally 4 a.m, and they have like an after midnight menu for when you're drunk and or high and just need cheap, gross food. For that, I got to give Jack in the Box respect for catering to a particular crowd. That is probably drunk driving, to be totally fair. I think that Jack in the Box #1 customers are drunk drivers at 2 a.m. But you know what? You got to make your money somewhere. Jersey Mike's. This is a pretty good sandwich. I would say Jersey Mike's, as far as like sandwich places go, is pretty decent. I've only been once or twice, but I remember enjoying my sandwich, even if it was a little expensive when I went. It did feel a little pricey, but just a good normal sandwich. Because the one thing I like is like not every sandwich place does hot and cold sandwiches. I like that they have a diversity, so it's not just cold lunch meat. And then they've got free ice cream. If you go inside a Jersey Mike's, they have free soft serve ice cream. And that's a big bonus, I think. Now, Jimmy John's, I think I actually might like Jimmy John's more, which is crazy because they don't have soft serve ice cream and it's always cold. But I don't know what it is. It's like the order that I get, it's a pretty simple order. It's just like a BLT with some avocado on it. But they make it pretty well. I think it like Jimmy John's knows how to make a cold sandwich. And I remember it being reasonably priced. But I feel like it's definitely up there for me as far as like sandwich places. Not that there's too many. Yeah, not a complicated order. Never been a Jollibee. I know they got spaghetti. And that's about all I remember. Although I want to say there's a Jollibee up in like Cartersville. Is that even right? I have to see where the closest Jollibee is. There's one. Why is it called that? Why is it called Estrelita? Where's the Jollibee? Why'd you call it that? Where is that? Directions. Home. From home. Oh, okay. Well, the closest Jollibee in Atlanta is 7 hours. I was figuring out where the closest Jollibee is. Yeah, I won't be going to Jollibee anytime soon. KFC is like very close to Dog Do tier, and I might actually put KFC in Dog Do tier. But I don't know. I just don't remember the last time I enjoyed anything from KFC. Because like the mashed potatoes bowls were okay, but KFC they have to calm down because the last time I went to KFC, I think they had like the Cheeto double down sandwich or whatever, or they had something where it was like Cheeto dusted fried chicken. That's just too much. Like that's not an energy you're supposed to bring to like the normal consumer. That's like we have one location that does Cheeto dusted stuff and like you can come visit us if you want. It's a novelty, not like a nationwide experience. Yeah, no, I'm not that depressed, paper mache. I've not been that depressed in some time. Little Caesars, I think I'm only going to Little Caesars for the price. And I even like I don't even remember. I'm sure that Little Caesars is more expensive now than it was when I was in college because capitalism. Um, but it's fine. It's definitely like it's poop from butt tier pizza at only if I'm starving prices. Like it's the price of the pizza saves Little Caesars for me. But I will say I don't like it that much. But if you want a cheap pizza, there you go. It's got that going for it. Long John Silver's, I think, is like also I don't know why like restaurants haven't been able to crack the like the fast food like fish market. Maybe because fish are supposed to be served fresh and selling frozen cod fillets is not a great business strategy because every time I pass by a Long John Silver's or a Captain D's, it's always empty. Nobody's lining up to eat at Long John Silver's or Captain D's. It's not even, Captain D's isn't even on this list. So I'm speaking for both here when I say that Long John Silver's is like fine, but it's definitely not great. Like if you're craving like fried fish, it'll do the job. It's fine. But it is definitely not a great restaurant. Now McDonald's. I think that this one it might be hotly contested because they're the GOAT. I think. I feel like McDonald's, they're at the forefront of the industry. When you think of fast food, you think of McDonald's. When you think of value, they've got it. When you think of a nice burger, they got it, I think. That being said, like if I'm gonna choose a burger restaurant, I'm definitely choosing Culver's over McDonald's. But Culver's are a lot more infrequent, so I will go to McDonald's more often than really like any other fast food restaurant. Although Panda is close, and we'll get to Panda in a second. I would say McDonald's goes in the pretty good tier, and I don't care what you say about like, oh, he's a corporate shill. You know, he's on the side of the capitalist regime or whatever. Like, no, you deconstruct the McDouble. The McDouble, NL is wrong when he says it's the perfect like meal for as far as like macros are concerned, but it is like the perfect burger. It's like it's not too much food. It's exactly what you want on a burger. You can get like two and you're golden. So yeah, and it's cheap. I remember when it was $1. I get two. Are you crazy? I get two. I'll get so while we're here, let me tell you my McDonald's order. I don't know if this is insane or not, but I feel like because who cares if I get canceled or whatever? Because I'm never gonna see you guys ever again. Just kidding. My McDonald's order is 2 McDoubles, or sometimes I guess 2 double cheeseburgers because that's how the deal works out. I'll get 2 double cheeseburgers and 2 6-piece nuggets, and that's the order. Now lately they've been doing a like a $5 meal where you can get like a McDouble, a 4-piece nugget, a French fry, and a drink for like $5 or something. Which is I think like I would like to eat less McDonald's anyway, so I feel like that's a better compromise. So yeah, I think as far as like McDonald's orders go, it fills me out. it fills me up. But I shouldn't. I do feel a little bit bad after I eat 2 McDoubles and 2 6-piece nuggets. But it's still good, I think. Anyway, Moe's. No, I see. That's the thing is like I think McDonald's fries are good, but they're a waste. They're a waste of like my stomach space because I just want like I want calories. I don't just want the flavor of the French fries and stuff. And they're good. They're pretty good. And I will say quite often I'll get like a Coke Zero with my McDonald's order. But I'm not always a soda guy. So I mostly just get that. And if I'm feeling like a soda, I'll get a Coke Zero. Moe's. Hold on. My friend and I went on a road trip. We stopped at McDonald's in Ohio and they had a deal where it was 2 filet fish for $1. He died. Okay, deal, Chili. Can we go after this? Or are they closed? They're probably closed, but let's go soon. Anyway, Moe's. I think Moe's is fine. It's I think I like it more than Chipotle, but not by much. Mo. Must kill Mo. I've been talking for so long, I'm losing my voice. It closed at 10, but you made dinner. Well, we can just go for fries. It's okay. We have to go for the experience because I'm gonna make you. Anyway, so Moe's, or at least tell me the restaurant. I think is good. I think it's like a little bit more. I think more filling than if you get a Chipotle. Moe's is basically just Chipotle, but a different variety. Moe's is Chipotle, but they turn the lights on because I don't know like what it is about Chipotle, but they don't know how to like turn up the wattage. I think I'm more keen to go to Moe's, but also because Moe's, as far as like the line is concerned, it's a little bit more underrated by the public. Because if you go to Chipotle, I feel like you're always gonna have to wait in a line to get the food. But if you go to Moe's, I'm almost never waiting, and it's about the same quality. Noodles Company. Noodles and Company. I think I've been here once, and I got like, what did I even get? I think I got like mac and cheese or something. It was fine. It was not great. It's literally a restaurant where their gimmick is noodles. Um, it's a weird gimmick, but whatever works for you, I guess. It's just like carbs the restaurant. Like if you're on keto, you're gonna die if you go to this restaurant. It's a strange restaurant because they have Chinese food. They have like Italian pasta. They have like American basic noodle dishes. They have food from like all over the world as long as it's a noodle. Um, which is a weird genre of restaurant, but it wasn't like that bad. It was just fine. Also, why are you saying you hate me if you also think that it fell off? You said it fell off. Anyway, Panda Express. Oops. Panda Express. Boom. I'm not even going to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. Panda Express is it's cinema. I gotta get framed in here. Panda Express is excellent. I feel like whether you get like the bowl or the plate, it's like the perfect amount of food. Um, Normally my Panda Express order is I'll get the plate with chow mein, orange chicken, and Beijing beef. I used to get the sweet fire chicken breast, but there's something about that chicken that's just like becomes rock like. I think Shake Shack skipped the line here, so we're gonna send you to the back here for a second. I think that Panda Express is S tier. You can fight me with on all day on it if you want, but I think it's an incredibly filling, tasty. You get a little bit of diversity if you're gonna eat out. Because the chow mein absolutely goes hard. I love the chow mein. I'm not some psycho who gets double fried rice, double egg rolls. I actually rarely get the egg rolls from Panda Express, if anything. If you're just getting noodles, that's fine, but I like to get a little extra, I think. Now, Panera, I think Panera is like at the front of only if I'm starving, not because it's like bad. It takes a long time to get your order from Panera, and I don't know why that is. Like, I don't know, like Panera doesn't know what it wants to be. I feel like Panera either wants to be like a sit-down restaurant, a coffee shop, it wants to be like a fast food place where you like get drive-through and stuff. Like they just don't know what they want to be. It is a bread themed restaurant. But also they have like coffee or whatever. It's just like it's a confused place. And like the food is fine. Like I like the lunch specials that they have. It's just like I don't want to go to Panera that often. Like I don't want to wait that long for food that bad. You know? Double charge lemonade. I think that just kills you. The first time I ever went to Panera, I stared at the menu, walked over to my friend and asked, "What is arugula?" About 5 seconds later, my other friend walked over and said, "What is arugula?" Yeah, I think most restaurants have fallen off. I don't know if that's the pandemic or declining ingredient quality or nobody wants to work anymore. But I think most fast food restaurants have fallen off, and they've gotten more expensive. Yeah, I think excuse me, I'm still Panda posting. I think Panera is a fine restaurant. It's just too long of a wait for what it is. Now, Papa John's, I don't like you, sir. I don't like the Papa John's. I will eat it, but I don't like it. I think that Papa John, if I'm gonna rank the 3 pizzas, um I think that like it's definitely Domino's on top, then Pizza Hut, and Papa John's. But I think that Pizza Hut and Papa John's are really close. I'm actually like tempted to just put Papa John's down here because I don't think it's that good. The cheese of Papa John's is just like it's fake cheese. Like it's the fakest cheese I've ever had on a pizza. And I at least feel like at Pizza Hut, sure it's greasy, but that gives it flavor. Like Papa John's just has nothing going for it. Now PDQ, this is another like chicken tender restaurant. I've only been once or twice. I think it's pretty good. I'd probably put it like here. Like they've got a good variety of sauces. I don't have much to say about PDQ because I've only been once. I think that PDQ is pretty good. Um, would like to have it again. I would eat it again for sure. Penn Station is kind of weird. I've only been once, and I've got a funny story about Penn Station. I don't exactly know what happened, but I was walking around Cincinnati just looking for somewhere to get lunch, and there's a Penn Station in downtown Cincinnati. I was like, I've never been to Penn Station before. I wonder if it's any good. So I walk in. I have them go through the whole process of like making me the chicken parmesan sandwich. It's a sandwich restaurant. So I go through the whole process of them making me the sandwich, and then my card gets declined at like the very end. So they're like making the sandwich. It's almost ready to go. And I don't know what happened because like my account had money in it. Maybe I like had a credit limit or something, or not a credit limit, but like a spending limit that I hit. So I ended up like walking out of Penn Station with my head like between my knees because it's just like I am so embarrassed. I don't even want to call my bank to let me order this sandwich. It's not worth it. So I've never had Penn Station. And I don't know that I ever will because I'm extremely embarrassed by the only experience I've ever had at Penn Station. Just awful. Like the guy looked at me in disbelief as if he's never seen somebody, you know, somebody's car get declined at a restaurant before. But I was also in disbelief. Yeah, it was sad. I felt sad. Pizza Hut, not great, but a lot better than Papa John's. Yeah, it's pretty much all I gotta say. It's very greasy. I do remember when Pizza Hut used to be like a sit down restaurant. I miss that. You know, I miss like doing the reading club, the book it. Actually, let me pull this up. Pizza Hut book it. Oh, I guess it's still a thing. Man, I have to find the sticker from or the little button from back in the day. I think this was it. Open this up here. Open image, new tab. Please just okay, well, it's Reddit, so sorry. Yeah. Do you guys remember going to Pizza Hut and like I don't know what it was. It was like an after school reading club or something. But if you read a book, they gave you like a free personal pizza. I don't know how it worked or like why Pizza Hut probably threw away like millions of dollars for child literacy. But it felt incredible. And for that, Pizza Hut will always hold like a special place in my heart. That being said, now it's terrible. So I wouldn't get it that often. It's like little treat tier quality as far as like grease, but not little treat flavor. Popeyes, I really like Popeyes. I think like especially now that they've got a basic chicken sandwich on the menu. I think it's pretty good. Their fries are good. It's a good selection. If you're gonna get fried chicken, I really like Popeyes biscuits. I don't know. I think that people get kind of caught up on the biscuits at Popeyes. Some people say they're too dry. Some people say they're the best biscuits in all fast food kingdom. I think they're some of the better biscuits. That's true. They don't need to butter their buns, but they do anyway, and I appreciate it. I'm with you, Ken's father. I could eat it on a daily basis if it wouldn't kill me. Now, Portillo's. I've only been here once. When I was staying in Chicago for like a work trip. I had it like DoorDash to my hotel room because I didn't have a car. None of us did. So I was like, you know what? let's try the local flavor, so to speak. This was my first time being away somewhere on like business. Um, it was like I felt kind of adult ordering my my DoorDash Portillo's to my hotel room, but it's kind of like a key memory for me. It's like this is what I did when I was becoming an adult. Also, the Italian beef goes crazy. Like I don't know why Italian beef is not like a thing that's served nationwide, but it's a good sandwich. It's just like a hoagie filled with beef and peppers and like grease. Like it's amazing. I don't know why like no other restaurant has caught on to like the Italian beef meta. Potbelly, I've only had a couple times. I think it's good. I just don't remember much about it. I think that Potbelly is good. I just like I wish I remembered more. So I feel like it doesn't even belong on the list, but since I know that I've had it, I would put it here. I think it's good. I'll like it, not too shabby. I think it's good. I just don't remember much about it. You know, um, Qdoba. I don't think I've been. Have I been to a Qdoba? Now I have to like dox myself again, really quick, or dox my past self. Qdoba, Cincinnati. No, what did I go to? I went to something that wasn't this in Cincinnati. No, I've never been to a Qdoba. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what the restaurant I went to was in Cincinnati, but it wasn't Qdoba. We've got some Qdoba haters in the chat. Quiznos. Also never had the opportunity to eat at Quiznos. We had a Quiznos in my hometown. I say this is gonna sound insane. We had a Quiznos in my hometown where I moved when it became my hometown. Don't think about it too hard. It's kind of just how Navy kids work. Anyway, so there's a Quiznos in that town, but we never went. So I don't know that I've ever had Quiznos. It looks fine. It looks okay. Wasn't there a was that a Nathan for You bit where they were like they went to a Quiznos as like a they were like trying to advertise Quiznos, but it was also like a date or something? I swear that's a Nathan for You bit. Um anyway, I think it looks good. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That was such a good bit. Toasty. Roy Rogers, what is this? This is a cult, right? This was that guy who made all those people drink the Kool-Aid back in the 80s or 90s. What is this? That's this is not a real restaurant. Sabaro is poop from butt. This is like when you're truly desperate for a slice of pizza and you're at the mall. This is not a good pizza place at all. It's just like I don't know who in the mall industry decided that Sbarro is the only place you can get a piece of pizza. They've cornered the market, but they've cornered it badly. So yeah, I basically what I'm saying is mall people, you need to step it up. You need to figure out somebody to take the mantle for pizza because Sbarro is not cutting the mustard. Shake Shack, I think is good. I've only had it once. It's very expensive. Yeah, I guess like that's fair. It's an NYC thing, but like why not make the restaurant good? Like how hard is it to make a good sell by the slice place? I've been to sell by the slice places like outside of the mall and they were great. It's just why is Sbarro like terrible? Um Yeah, Shake Shack I think is good. It's just really expensive. I think it's kind of like as expensive as Five Guys, but I don't remember liking it as much as Five Guys. But I don't know. It's been a while. I think it was good. I just don't remember liking it that much. Um, Maybe it is overrated, overpriced, overhyped, overzealous. Either way, um, Schlotsky's. I think I've been here once, and it was one of the bagel sandwiches of all time. It was fine, I think. Like I don't know if it's fair to put it in only if I'm starving if I've only been there once. Um it's a deli. It's like a traditional deli. I say traditional. I would probably put it like here, honestly. Like I'm just not a big bagel guy. I'm not a big deli guy. It's probably fine. Like I think I remember it being good when I went. When did I go? I think I went when I went to Denver. I went to a Schlotsky's in Denver, I think. Um, but I don't remember. Now, Sheets I've never been to. All right. We get to the Cincinnati special here, Skyline Chili. I don't know if you've ever had Skyline Chili. Actually, I have a can of Skyline Chili that I've been saving for a very special occasion. I don't know when I'm gonna break it out yet, but it's aging like a fine wine. You're darn right, Alpha Q. You're darn right. This is this is the cinema of fast food. I like Skyline Chili a lot, and it took me a while to get there. Because it's not for everybody. It's kind of a hard sell. It's chili in name only, but it's just like a weird wet, where it's like it's a sauce. It's essentially like you put a little more brown stuff in tomato sauce, or maybe I guess you took the tomatoes out. I don't know how else to describe Skyline Chili because they always say, yeah, it's got cinnamon, it's got like chocolate, it's got like some weird stuff in it. I think it's like Greek inspired or something, but it's good. I could crush a couple of Skyline conies right now. Now it does look like poop from butt, but it is a wet food. But I like it. I really like Skyline. I'm looking forward to when I can have it again. That being said, the canned stuff is terrible. It's just terrible. Sonic. I remember liking Sonic a lot. But it's been a while since I've had it. I think I like Sonic. But I think I would put it here. Just because it's like it's pretty plain. Like the only thing that like Sonic has going for it is it's like, oh, it's kind of fun. We're at the drive-through, you know? Just like back in the 50s. But it's like, who cares? You know? Food wetness. Isn't that just like a definitive scale? That's not really like an opinion. It's not a tier list, it's just like a game of wavelength. Yeah, I think I like Sonic. I wouldn't put it in like the pretty good tier, but I would put it in not too shabby. Um the one thing I remember liking about Sonic is they had like this Frito chili burrito that I would get pretty often. Then they took it off the menu, and I think it might be back on the menu. But either way, they're few and far between. It's not a common restaurant. Steak and Shake. I think Steak and Shake kind of holds a special place in my heart. It was a regular college haunt for me, and I like a nice flat burger. Steak burger is probably one of the better ways to have a burger. I think I don't care if I like a big thick burger. I just want like as flat a burger as you can make. And Steak and Shake delivers because more burger patty equals more good. I think is how that math works out. Also, yeah, their shakes are great. Nice classic milkshakes. If my body could process like milkshakes anymore, I would get Steak and Shake a lot more often. But alas, I destroyed my body with cereal in college. Subway, poop from butt. This is not a good restaurant. Do not eat here. The ingredients are awful. It is too expensive. There is nothing worth getting at Subway. Do not go there. It is a miracle that they have not gone out of business yet. I've never been to Swenson's. I think it's a burger restaurant. I think one opened in Cincinnati, but I didn't go there before I had moved away. So I don't know anything about it besides it's a burger restaurant. Taco Bell, I feel like I think I'm going to put Taco Bell in the pretty good tier, and here's why. I feel like you know that scene in I don't know how familiar you are with Bloodborne, but it's that boss who has like the big glowy sword, and like you get him down to like his phase 2 in the cutscene, and he looks at like the sword. It's like, you were right there beside me all along, my guiding light. And it fills him with power. That's how I feel about Taco Bell. Like, I don't want it all the time, but when I do want it, it's there. And it's always the same. It's consistent. It gives me exactly what I need every time I get it. When you're drunk, when you're sober, whatever. Taco Bell has you covered, I think. Hey, Ramis, welcome. We're ranking a lot of fast food here. We're right at the end of it. Yeah, I've never heard of Taco Time also. But yeah, I like Taco Bell. I recognize that it is not as good as people make it out to be. But for me, it's the consistency, and that's what puts it in the pretty good tier. I don't know what a Taco Cabana is. I don't know what a Torchy's Tacos is. Waffle House is a very similar tier to Taco Bell. It's consistent. They're open 24/7. You're always going to get what you come for, which is a waffle. It's right what it says on the tin. It's a fine breakfast. It's nothing crazy, but it always hits the spot. It is weird to say that like Denny's is probably better, but Waffle House is more consistent. It's always there when you need it, at least in the South. I don't know what Wawa is. I know what it is. I've never been. I thought this was a gas station. I didn't think that this was a restaurant. Can somebody confirm what Wawa is for me? Wendy's fell off pretty hard. I actually think that Wendy's is kind of worse than Burger King now. Maybe it's a little better, actually, because I'm just thinking about the burgers. The burgers are slightly better, but everything else is still bad about Wendy's. Like, they used to be good. I don't know what happened, because I remember for a while their big kicker. Yeah, I thought it was a gas station. I feel like their big selling point was like, oh, we got sea salt on our fries. We're really put our best foot forward with our French fries, and they're just okay. And the meat, nobody cares about the shape of your patty if it's not good. You know. They used to be good, and now they're not. Whataburger. More like, what a disappointment. I feel like every time I go to Whataburger, I hope that it's good. And it just ends up being like a pretty plain burger. Now I will say, like, the onion rings, I like the onion rings, so you get those quite frequently. So maybe I would like put it in Whataburger, or I would put it in not too shabby tier. But it's like on the line, I think. I think Whataburger always disappoints me, but I always come back. So I feel like that's a sign. That's a sign that it's a not too shabby tier. It also takes kind of a weirdly long time to get your food at Whataburger. White Castle. That is a change only if I'm starving to only if I'm drunk. because I feel like White Castle is the perfect like burger to slam like 12 of when you're 6 beers deep. It's perfect for putting food into your body in small increments. Because I don't know if I'm gonna eat a whole cheeseburger while I'm drunk. I know I can eat at least one slider, and then I can gauge my rate a lot better each time I have a slider while I'm drunk. So I feel like it's good for that, but I would never eat White Castle sober. Um, it is nice, yeah. It's nice to get a huge bag of small burgers, um, but it's very much just fine. Also, Wahlburger sucks. Paper mache. Don't at me with any feedback because it just sucks. It's a completely bland burger. Um, that really just has no reason to exist. And I am shocked that Wahlburgers is still in business. There are steamed hams, aren't there? Now this one's fake. This is not made. This isn't real. Wiener Schnitzel. It's just Wiener Schnitzel. That's the name of the restaurant. Is Wiener Schnitzel? Why? This is not real. Neither is this. I've never seen this in my life. I think that Wingstop is good because it's like it's basically the only like fast food place you could get wings at that are like good. I'm a big fan of the mango habanero personally. I almost always get the mango habanero and then something else. I'm not really a big wings guy just because like I don't like my hands being all sloppy while I'm eating my food, but I'll make a concession every now and then. And unfortunately, like Wingstop is the only like consistent wing restaurant. Um and then here we are at Zaxby's. I think Zaxby's is like just fine. It's not as good as where did I put it? Raising Cane's. Where did I put Raising Cane's? That was so long ago. I'm just blind. But anyway, it's definitely not as good as Raising Cane's. Oh, there it is. It's all just red. It's a bunch of redness. Yeah, I don't understand like why they partnered with Mr. Beast, especially all that after all that stuff he did. It just doesn't make any sense. They have like you can get like a Mr. Beast chocolate bar at Zaxby's. It's just not like what I care to do. You know, I don't want a chocolate bar with my fast food restaurant order. It's already unhealthy. Don't give me your crappy chocolate to make me feel like I'm getting a deal or whatever. It's definitely good. It's just like I definitely prefer uh Raising Cane's for sure. Um I don't know, thoughts Chili on Zaxby's? I feel like you're the only one here who has like a real voice on the quality of Zaxby's. I'm gonna zoom out and get a screenshot or get this all in frame. This little screenshot. Um, yeah, so that's the fast food tier list. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Um, peace and love, peace and taco grease, as Guy Fieri would say. I don't know if I'll see you next week, but I'll see you later. Probably. I'll see you around. How about that? So